Good morning, everyone. I'd like you to imagine something for a moment. Picture a strong, sturdy tree. Its roots hold it firm and its trunk stands tall. Now think of your legs as the roots and trunk of your own body. Without strong, healthy legs, the rest of you cannot stand tall or live freely. As Dr. William Lee often reminds us, the choices we make at the dining table determine how we walk through life. And today, we will uncover an important truth. Not all fruits are as friendly to your joints and leg strength as you may believe. Many of us grew up hearing, fruits are always good for you. But the reality is, for seniors, certain fruits can secretly drain your energy, inflame your joints, and weaken the very legs that carry you through your golden years. Imagine, for a moment, that you are standing at the base of a mountain. The air is fresh, the view above is inviting, but the climb looks long. To reach the top, you know you will need steady legs and a calm mind. Without strong legs, every step feels heavier, and without balance, every stone becomes an obstacle. Our journey in life is very much the same. The food we choose becomes the strength that carries us up the mountain or the weight that holds us back. We are often told that fruits are always good for us, that they are nature's pure gift. And while this belief holds some truth, it is not the complete truth. Not all fruits serve the same purpose. Some can indeed nourish, restore, and heal, while others, though sweet to the taste, quietly bring discomfort, inflammation, and weakness, especially in our later years. There's a saying, not everything that glitters is gold, and not everything that tastes sweet is a blessing. With age, our bodies no longer respond to food the way they once did. What may have energized us in youth can, over time, drain us in our senior years. It is not a matter of denying ourselves joy, but of choosing wisely so that joy lasts longer. Consider the story of an old gardener I once met. He was well into his 70s, yet his back was straight and his steps steady. He told me that the secret was not in avoiding life's pleasures, but in knowing which pleasures to embrace in each season. With life, when I asked him about his diet, he smiled and said, "When I was young, I ate with desire. Now I eat with purpose." These words carry a deep lesson. The fruits that once served us may no longer serve us now. They may taste delightful but bring stiffness to the joints or heaviness to the legs. Choosing wisely is not about loss, it is about gaining the strength to keep moving forward. Science and experience both tell us that high-sugar fruits, overly acidic ones, or those rich in compounds that fuel inflammation can take away the very strength we need most as seniors. The legs, which carry our weight, begin to suffer. The joints, which allow us to move freely, begin to ache. A sweet taste on the tongue may last only seconds, but the stiffness that follows can last for hours, sometimes even days. There is a quiet truth in this. Our legs are not just limbs. They are our foundation. When they grow weak, independence begins to fade. Think of the times you have seen an elderly person struggle to rise from a chair, to climb a small step, or to walk across a room. The struggle is not only physical, it touches the spirit. The ability to move freely is closely tied to our sense of dignity and freedom. A wise physician once said, "When you take care of your legs, you take care of your life." Why? Because leg strength is directly linked to independence. With strong legs, you can walk where you wish, stand tall in conversation, join your family on an outing, and even dance if your heart desires. But when the legs weaken, life's circle becomes smaller, the home becomes the limit, and the chair becomes a prison. There was a woman in her late 60s who loved visiting her grandchildren. She told me once that the greatest joy of her week was walking to the park with them, watching them run and play. But she noticed that after enjoying certain fruits at breakfast, particularly those very high in natural sugars, her knees felt swollen and her ankles heavy. She could no longer keep pace. She thought it was age, but when she changed her diet, the difference was remarkable. With the right choices, her legs felt lighter, her steps quicker, and her laughter returned to the park. This is not magic. It is simply the body responding to nourishment that supports rather than burdens it. Every fruit has its nature. Some cool and soothe the body, others heat and inflame. Some give steady energy, others cause quick rises and painful crashes. For seniors, balance is the key. The wrong fruits can tip that balance, leaving the legs unsteady and the joints inflamed. Let us reflect on a simple truth. The sweetness of a fruit is not always sweetness for the body. High-sugar fruits, while natural, can overload the body with glucose, leading to weight gain, increased inflammation, and added pressure on the joints. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack up the mountain. Each pound slows your climb. The wrong fruits add weight you cannot see but surely feel in your knees, hips, and ankles. And then there are fruits rich in acids, which may weaken bones and irritate already sensitive joints. Seniors often wonder why their legs feel stiff in the morning, even when they rested well. Many times the answer lies not in the hours of sleep but in what they consumed the day before. One elder once told me, "I didn't know my food was stealing my strength. I thought I was just getting old." How many of us carry this same belief? We accept weakness as the natural path of aging, not realizing that many steps of decline are not from age itself but from choices we continue to make unknowingly. The legs are our roots. Just as a tree draws stability from its roots, we draw this stability from our legs. And when roots weaken, the tree cannot withstand even a gentle wind. So too, when the legs weaken, even small tasks feel like mountains. But with awareness, we can strengthen these roots, nourish them with the right foods, and avoid those that erode their foundation. The path forward is not about fear or strict denial. It is about clarity and wisdom. Each meal is an opportunity. With every fruit you place on your plate, you are either building a stronger tomorrow or weakening the strength you will need to enjoy that tomorrow. A gentle reminder, food is not only about filling the stomach, it is about shaping the quality of our days. The fruits that burden the joints and weaken the legs may seem harmless, but over weeks and months, they write the story of how icily we rise from bed, how freely we walk, and how confidently we climb stairs. The story of the gardener comes back to mind. He planted with care, tended his soil, and reaped what he sowed. In the same way, when we choose the fruits that truly nourish our bodies at this stage of life, we plant the seeds of strength, freedom, and dignity. When we avoid the fruits that harm us, we clear the path so that our steps are lighter, our joints freer, and our days filled with energy to enjoy what matters most. So the question is not, should I stop eating fruits? The question is, which fruits will carry me forward, and which fruits will hold me back? The answer lies not in the sweetness on the tongue, but in the strength of your next step. There is a common belief that to improve health, one must make drastic changes, give up entire food groups, embrace strict diets, or chase after complicated remedies. Yet the truth is far simpler. A wise teacher once said, great change begins with small adjustments. Choosing which fruits to place in your bowl each morning may seem like a small act, but it carries the power to determine whether your legs feel heavy or light, whether your joints welcome the day or resist it. Consider a man named Farid who loved his morning fruit salad. It was colorful, sweet, and refreshing, yet he often found himself sluggish after breakfast, his knees aching before noon. Instead of giving up fruit entirely, he learned to swap the varieties he ate. Out went the high-sugar inflammatory fruits, and in came those rich in antioxidants and gentle on his joints. Within weeks, his mornings felt brighter, his energy steadier. His grandchildren noticed he no longer sat out during their games in the park. This was not the result of a grand sacrifice, but of a wise choice repeated each day. Moderation does not mean deprivation. It means balance. Too much of even a good thing can turn against us. A fruit rich in vitamins may become harmful if consumed without thought, especially for a body that processes sugars and acids differently with age. Moderation teaches us to listen, to notice how our body feels after a meal, how our legs respond, how our joints whisper their approval or discontent. It is easy to be tempted by abundance. A colorful fruit basket on the table looks inviting, and the thought arises, if one serving is good, perhaps 2 or 3 are better. But as a river overflows its banks and causes damage, so too does excess create harm. Our goal is not to feast until the body is burdened, but to nourish it so it may serve us well. Let us remember, the body is always speaking. The stiffness in the morning, the heaviness after a meal, the unexpected fatigue in the afternoon, these are messages, not random accidents. By practicing moderation and choosing fruits wisely, we respond to these messages with care. We begin to notice that a smaller portion of the right fruit often brings more vitality than a larger portion of the wrong one. And here lies a greater truth, the power of small daily changes. There is a saying, drops of water make the ocean. No single meal defines your health, but every meal contributes to the tide of your well-being. Seniors often ask, isn't it too late to change? The answer is no. Just as a river can change its course even after centuries, so too can the body respond to small adjustments, no matter the age. A grandmother once shared her story. For years, she believed that weakness in her legs and pain in her hips was simply part of growing old. But she decided, almost as an experiment, to change only her breakfast fruits. She replaced those that made her feel heavy with those that gave her steady energy. At first, the change seemed small, almost insignificant. But after several months, she noticed she could stand for longer in the kitchen. She could walk farther without pausing, and most importantly, she no longer needed her cane indoors. She smiled as she said, I only changed my fruits, but my whole life changed with them. Such stories remind us that transformation need not come with struggle or pain. It comes with awareness, patience, and the courage to make gentle shifts. Every day presents a chance to cast a new vote for our health. With each wise choice, we strengthen our legs, ease our joints, and expand the circle of life we can enjoy. Think of it as tending a garden. A gardener does not plant all at once, nor does he expect fruit the next morning. He sows a little each day, waters consistently, removes what harms the soil, and trusts that the harvest will come. So too with our bodies. Replace one harmful fruit with one nourishing choice today. Do the same tomorrow. In time, you will see the harvest in the way you move, the way you rest, and the way you greet each morning with vitality. It is often said, we do not grow old all at once. We grow old in the small choices we repeat. The reverse is also true. We can grow stronger, more vibrant, and more independent through the small, repeated choices that honor our health. Seniors sometimes underestimate the power of these choices. They believe only medicines or treatments can bring relief. But the truth is that the kitchen often holds the quiet medicine our bodies long for, and fruits chosen wisely can be part of that medicine. Leg strength is not built by chance. It is built by the foods that feed the muscles, the nutrients that ease inflammation, and the choices that keep our joints supple. A single wise choice today means one more confident step tomorrow, and many such steps repeated carry you not only farther but also with greater ease and joy. Let us return to the river. Its flow may seem gentle, almost unnoticed, yet with time, it shapes the very rocks it passes. So too will your small daily changes shape the course of your life. By practicing moderation and making smart fruit choices, you honor your body, your independence, and the years still ahead. The question to ask each day is simple. Will this choice lighten my steps, or will it burden them? When you answer with awareness, you will find your path smoother, your legs stronger, and your spirit more free. By the end of this talk, you'll know which 7 fruits to avoid so your legs remain strong and your joints feel freer. More importantly, you'll discover healthier, delicious alternatives that truly support your body's needs at this stage of life. So let's step forward together, with wisdom and care, into choices that give us the strength to keep living not just longer, but stronger.